Recessions scare people, but they shouldn't scare you. If you know how to position your money the right way, recessions become your opportunity. Because here's the truth: most people either freeze and do nothing, or they panic and do the wrong thing. The people who win, they prepare ahead of time. They recession proof their investments before the storm. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you in this video. Simple, powerful, recession proof strategies that you can use right now to grow your wealth and protect it even when the economy goes south. We're hearing the same words everywhere: recession, layoffs, inflation, market volatility, housing crash fears. It feels like every headline is designed to spike your anxiety like 30%. And here's the thing: fear sells, but fear doesn't build wealth. You know what does? Preparation. Because the truth is, recessions are kind of predictable. We've seen one coming for a while now. They're painful, but they do follow patterns, and patterns can be planned for. Let me tell you when this clicked for me. During the 2008 crash, I had really started paying attention to investing. It wasn't big time yet, but the wheels were turning, and I was watching some of this chaos unfold. And I'll never forget, someone really rich told me, "Casey, recessions are the discount aisle for the wealthy." That hit me like a ton of bricks. See, everyone else saw destruction, but the people who had cash reserves, smart debt, and cash flowing assets, they went shopping. They weren't scared, they were ready. And that's when I realized that recessions aren't the time to pull back and be scared. They're the times where you jump in and get the real opportunity that will make you rich. You just have to position yourself correctly. Let's start with the foundation, and that's cash. But let's be clear, I don't mean stuffing cash and hoarding it under your mattress. I'm talking about liquidity. You want to have access to cash so that when these assets go on sale, you're ready to buy. Because during recessions, everything gets discounted. Stocks drop, property values drop, even businesses get desperate for capital. But if you're stretched thin, you're just another victim holding back. But if you have the cash reserves, you have the solution. Rule of thumb: have a 6 to 12 months of cash reserves available for you to live on, and then an opportunity fund set aside. The next layer is cash flow. Cash flow doesn't just keep the lights on, it actually keeps you in control of your investments. When you have assets producing income every single month on autopilot, like I do with my rental properties, you're not panicking during a recession because income gives you time. Real estate is my favorite cash flow machine, obviously. But let's zoom out, even from my favorite topic, real estate. Businesses, dividend paying stocks, even royalties from creative assets, they all work. What matters is you having money coming in while the economy is going through turmoil. Because during a recession, the bills still keep coming in, as you know, but your income shouldn't stop coming in either. I'll give you a real example. During the early pandemic recession, while stocks were tanking, my rental properties kept paying. Just one of my rentals brought me $1,200 every single month. That's money I didn't have to pull from savings to survive. That's money I didn't have to borrow from my mom. That's money that let me sleep at night. And when you have multiple properties bringing in something like that, it's an incredible peace of mind. Here's what people miss: it's debt. You don't want to be scrambling to make payments on your consumer debt when interest rates spike up or lenders tighten up. Now, don't get me wrong, I love a good fixed rate debt on assets. Fixed debt is locking in today's price while inflation works in your favor. So if you're carrying high interest consumer debt, please pay that off now. If you're investing and you have properties or other assets with adjustable rates, now's the time to lock in that fixed rate. That way, you're not watching your payments explode while your income stays flat. Now, not all investments are created equal in a recession. You want to invest in what people need, not what people want. They want shelter, they want utilities, they want food, and they want healthcare. People don't stop paying rent, and they don't stop going to the grocery store and buying food, and they don't stop needing their lights to be turned on. That's why, for me, real estate is the safe bet, especially rentals in stable, in-demand areas. It makes all the difference because people will always need a place to live. It's not sexy, but sexy doesn't survive a recession. Essentials do. I worked with a coaching client once who had a lot of his money in things I didn't understand: crypto, NFTs, all the new things. He came to me after losing nearly half of his portfolio. We pivoted him into safe, cash-flowing rental properties. 18 months later, he tells me, "Casey, my tenants are still paying me rent every single month, and that rent prevented me from having to liquidate the rest of my portfolio to pay my bills." That's the power of investing in essentials like real estate. Here's the mindset shift most people miss. When recessions hit, the average person cuts off everything. They pull back, they freeze, they stop spending. They hoard their cash. They play defense. But wealth builders play offense. They look for discounts. They look for distressed deals. They look for opportunity. They aren't scared because during recessions are when the best deals happen. Recessions are where millionaires are made. You just have to be ready to move. So let's recap. You need to build your cash reserves, secure your cash flow assets, fix your debt problems before the storm hits, invest in essentials like real estate, healthcare, utilities, food. And when the recession hits, if it does, play offense. This is exactly what I teach on my channel here, Brick by Brick Wealth, and what I teach inside my coaching program, Success with Rental Properties. Simple, smart investment strategies that work in any market. If you want to be prepared for what the economy throws your way, make sure to hit subscribe because over here, we're not panicking, we're planning. And if you're feeling anxious about this upcoming recession, or if you're wondering how to put these action items that we've talked about into your own personal plan, drop your biggest question for me down in the comments below. I will be sure to answer it personally. Let's build your wealth brick by brick.